All right, Alex, welcome in. Ryan Trengrove here, Class A Pro. I'm recording. All my lessons are recorded, and basically what happens is I make these videos for you, and then you go home and you watch your videos, right? And then, of course, you think about what I told you. You go and practice it. Maybe you get in front of your mirror at home, fireside in the slippers or whatever, or you go to the range, work on it for a half hour, maybe an hour. If you can, film yourself trying to emulate whatever it is I show you. But each week what happens is when you come in, we figure out what drills you got to do, and then each time we see how you do and you build, you know what I mean? And then basically I have some students who come to me that are like, hey, I just want to fix a slice. I see them for a month and a half. I have some people come in, they're like, hey, I got to play golf for business and like with my boss and shit, right? And those players I'll see for like 3 months. Like they need like their whole game kind of like directed, meaning like I'm like the quarterback and it's like I give you the play and then you run the play. Then there's players that come to me that are like, hey, I'm like a 20 handicap and I want to be a single digit, right? So 9.9 is the goal with their handicap. Players like that, that's like a 4 to 6 month goal. I have some students that do it quicker. Like I just had a 15 handicap get down to a 5 handicap in 5 months. So that's awesome. Doesn't happen all the time like that though. Then I had a player he's 53, this guy. He was an 18 handicap. He just shot a 74. He's down to a 6 handicap. That took him 11 months. I had a 14-year-old student that went from a 20 handicap down to a 2.3 index in 1 year and 1 month. And so basically, Alex, what I do is I design lesson plans for different students' goals. And a typical example of kind of like how the lesson plans go is something like this, where we do our indoor lessons, then we play together. When we play, I'm one of the few coaches that goes to the course with my students. I'm giving you critical on-course feedback and also making notes about what it is that we should then follow up on to help you improve, right? And so then we play again, and then we follow up, and then we play again, and then we follow up and we play again. And basically we rinse and repeat that over time, and that's how I get students to their goals, right? Now just to show you what I just did here in my swing and some of the fundamental things that I teach my students to do here, you'll see in just a moment. So I'm going to draw some lines here on the screen for us. And just a moment here. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to keep my postural lines, we call it, right? And my spinal angle while I swing. And then you'll see in a moment here, I'm going to trace my club head so you can see what I just did with my club. So as I take it back here, I take it back nice and straight back up on plane, we call this. And up here to the top of the swing, you'll notice that I've kept my head in the same spot here. I've basically kept my postural angles the same, we call this, right? My butt's on the line here, my face on the line, my wrist is flat, my hips on the line here. I didn't move my head off the ball. And then as you'll see here, as I swing the club back down from there, I bring the club back down slightly from what's called the inside, right? Where I bring the club down from the inside out. What that means is like I'm going out this way a little bit, right? And still trying to keep my spine angle and my posture. On this one, I fell forward just a tiny, tiny bit, right? I'm from the East Coast, so I always call it like it is. I don't hit them all perfect, but I try. You'll see here I lost my spine angle slightly, so I could have done a little bit better with my left hip here. This is pretty good, though. I'm on my left side decently. Decent strike through the ball, as you can see here. Hips clearing back, so my head stayed down a little bit too much through the shot that time, but it did hit this one dead center of the club, so I wouldn't be too unhappy with that swing. So last there you can see the flight scope. All the path was 2.9 degrees to the right. It's supposed to be between 1 and 3 degrees to the right. Club face 4.5 degrees to the left. It should be 1 degree left. So I had the face. That one had a little bit more draw on it than I want. We're able to see what's happening during the swing in detail, which really helps because then it's in game, right? I can tell you, hey, this is what you really did. Here you can even see that the club angle of attack was 6 degrees in the downswing. So that's just an example of the video stuff that I do.